Hey there, welcome to your Lion's Gate portal reading for August 8th of 2021, and it can be any Lion's Gate that you come across in your life. It doesn't have to be the one for 2021 if you happen to come across this outside that time frame, because as always, the Creator and Spirit are not bound by time and space, and so if you're drawn to this message, then there are messages for you. But if you are coming across this on August 8th of 2021, then the portal for the Lion's Gate this year kind of opened up around July 28th, depending on where you're at in the world, and is going to close around August 12th. Now, the August 8th is when the portal is the widest open, and when like the activation and the energy is just so strong. That's where, this portal increases the cosmic energy that's flowing between the physical world and the spiritual realm. So it just really opens up this portal where it's like the veil is very thin and we can communicate between those. And amongst all that, also, there's the new moon in Leo is at its height today as well, at 7:50 a.m. Mountain Time, so depending on where you're at and all that. I do a special reading for the new moon in Leo, so that'll be linked at the end of this video here if you want to check that out as well. It'll be under the new moon, full moon readings. So if you want to check that out, just jump on over there after this one. So what is the Lion's Gate? And I love these cards here by the White Light Oracle, because it just really shows this beautiful, beautiful lion. And we'll talk about Ishtar's Lion Gate 888 here in a second as well. But what is the Lion's Gate? There's this special cosmic alignment when the sun happens to be in the sign of Leo, and the star Sirius rises into this special trajectory with the Earth. And in looking at the Lion's Gate, some information was talking about in ancient times, Sirius, the star, would match up with like the Great Pyramids, and it would do it on July 26th, and that is what Egyptian considered their new year. Of course, over the thousands of years, our systems kind of change a little bit, so those exact dates have altered a little bit. But with the sun in Leo, which is the ruler of the heart, and then Sirius, the star, bringing in all that extra energy, the veil is thin, so we can have a heightened connection with all the higher realms. Now, the symbols of the gate, the lion, and also the 8-pointed star, which, 8 is, of course, August. All of that also points towards ancient references to a woman priestess who is named Ishtar, which is all this about this Ishtar Lion's Gate. And she's considered like the goddess of the planet Venus, so like Leo's in charge of the heart. The goddess, Ishtar is of the planet Venus, which is about love. But she also had this sacred relationship with the star Sirius. And I mention all that because she's the queen of letting go, and she holds the keys to renewal from suffering. So it's kind of like the phoenix in a way where, from the ashes we rise up and renew things in our lives. And I loved when I was reading in this particular deck, it says, she is relentless in her pursuit of the path to true inner freedom. So the energy of Ishtar and the Lion's Gate portal gives us support in surrendering our attachments, letting go of identities like mother, wife, boss, brother, boyfriend, whatever it might be. And it draws us to spending time to ourself, focusing on the higher realm and our higher self that we are. So this reading that we're about to do is going to be part one of 2 parts, actually. So this reading is going to be about what you're ready to surrender, or you're getting ready to surrender. And then part 2 is going to be coming in September. I'm going to be doing some autumn equinox readings, which will focus on what's falling away to make room for the new, you know, fall, autumn. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So what's falling away to make room for the new? So to make sure you don't miss out on any of those, if you haven't already, click on the subscribe button down below and make sure to hit that little bell icon and you'll get an alert when those are posted. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in to the reading now. All right, my Aries, so this is your Lionsgate reading, and what we're going to do is start off by pulling a card here from this wonderful deck, the Power of Surrender cards, because this reading, of course, is all about what you're ready to surrender or you're getting ready to surrender. So we will pull a card from here first and see what your first message is. It's a very exciting time and a lot of beautiful energy. There really is no time limit on what this is bringing in for you, because this is like the culmination of the, you know, the Lionsgate being open. So it's sparking something within you, and it's about what you're willing to surrender or what you know, you are surrendering in your life. And you know, depending on each individual person, it's how long we will want to take to surrender those items, because each of our journeys is individual, and we get to make our choices about how long we want to hold on to something. Some of us want to learn more deeply into something. Others, we're ready to let go right now, right? So let's see what this first message is. Yep. Surrender to the magic of who you are. There's a beautiful picture there. I'll let you see that. A horse in the background. And it says, we all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspect of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. And that is beautiful and amazing, because you definitely, it's about connecting to your higher awareness of who you really are, not this human being that walks upon the earth. That's a small piece of your experience, but that you're this higher being of, you know, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And so that's the magic that's in us. I always say magic is the love energy of the creator that lives within us, because love is what heals. Unconditional love is what heals. The outside world is the conditional and the human experience of limitation and suppression, but unconditional love is free-flowing and beautiful. So, yep, surrender to the magic of who you are, letting go of a lot of those preconceived ideas of who you should be, who you're supposed to be, who you need to be, and really getting to know you. So this powerful energy that's coming is going to spark you to that awareness. And you know, of course, the stuff that you're going to surrender and let go are those limiting beliefs that you've had, that you've been convinced to believe in your life. We're going to pull some cards here from the Naked Heart Tarot, which is these beautiful cards, and we're going to see what else the creator would like you to know about surrendering to the magic of who you are. Creator, what else do you want our Aries to know about the surrendering? Okay. I feel like, ooh, we got 3. Awesome. Just put these over here for a moment. You've got the Spirit of Pentacles. So this is normally like the King of Pentacles in the other, you know, regular decks. And I love this because for, especially where you're at here, this is about abundance, about gratefulness, about gratitude. Your life is full. Pentacles have to do with your outside world. And so it's knowing that you have everything you need in the physical world. And especially when you surrender to the beauty of who you really are, you start instead of focusing on the lack of who you aren't, you start focusing on all the amazing things that you are. And I love that, you know, in connection with this card here. Yep, and the Two of Cups. So, yeah, I know these cards are pretty extreme, and I love them. But this is about the Two of Cups for me. You know, usually people can read these as, oh, a relationship and a new relationship and different things like that. But for me, this is a special message, especially for this reading. The Two of Cups is about your human character and your spiritual actor behind the character. You're the real you, and it's about this joining together where you begin to, you know, those two energies, literally, it's like two hearts start beating together. And so it's this joining of this, you know, the magic of who you are starts to flow when you realize who you really are. And it's that awareness that you're not just this one human in this maze lost in life, but you're this higher being too, that can see things outside of time and space and sees all how the maze works. And so we can connect and join together and not battle against our ego, you know, human self that's in here, but, you know, give it the love that it's wanting from our higher self and go on this beautiful journey together. Yep. And then the Hangman. Okay, again, seeing things from a higher perspective. So, yep, you're not the being that's walking around. You're not the caterpillar, you're the butterfly that's, you know, really within you. But yeah, so definitely seeing things from a higher perspective, you know, as your higher self. So that's all just perfect there. I'm also going to pull a card here. There's this power deck, which is a pretty awesome deck too. And we're just going to see what else the creator would like you to know about what you're surrendering and what it's going to spark within you when you do surrender to that magical being that's within you. Okay, creator, what else do you want our Aries to know about this Lionsgate journey? Yeah, what is this going to unfold for them? Here's the picture here. And it's creativity. And I'll show that to you and then I'll read it in case you want to screenshot that. But it says, your creativity is like a story. It needs a voice, a way to be heard in the world. Creativity has moved into your hut. Creativity is part of your future life. People think that creativity is like stories, that it is outside of them like truth or power. But it inhabits you like your own life force, and it animates your being. Creativity is within the crystal palace of your mind. You're about to go on a long journey. It's called your life. You will learn to heal the evil forces of darkness. You are a warrior in the fight against ignorance. The dark sorcerers in life are created within each of us when we live a life of unexpressed creativity, when we live someone else's truth and not our own. Define your own creativity and live that creativity in the world. And that is perfect for this because you definitely, you know, we're talking about living everyone else's truths, all those beliefs on who you're supposed to be and should be, and all of that. And that's what creates the dark sorceress. It creates the shadow. It feels suppressed and dark. And when you connect to the light that is within you, and that higher being, that just blows open your mind. You know, when you free yourself from all those limiting beliefs on who everyone's told you should be and are supposed to be and need to be and have to be. And then with that, you know, this creativity that comes in, you know, I love in the middle here's your new world that you get to create. And you are the one that gets to decide what anything means. And so, you know, creativity comes from the creator, right? Creativity. And so when we're walking around as the human with all these fears, afraid to step out and express our minds and our truths, then we're not living. We're existing and protecting and surviving rather than thriving and letting our creativity flow. So as you connect to your higher self, just so many ways in your life, not just artistically, but just in how you live your life, is going to be inspiring because of that creativity that comes through because of it. And the world doesn't need a bunch of the same, person over and over and over again. That's so boring. We need the unique you. And that's why you're the part of this story, because the story of our entire humanity would be incomplete without you being you. So I love that for you. We're also going to pull some cards here to see what else the creator would like you to know about this creativity and the impact of really embracing who you really are. Because you're not this fear-based human reacting out of, fight or flight. You are this being full of unconditional love and strength and power, right? So, creator, what else do you want our Aries to know? Okay. Nine of Cups, and this is cups are emotions, but so it's that feeling of feeling that your wishes are complete, and here's the world. So there's the earth there, and there's your world there. So I love that synchronicity showing you that, yep, you can have the world you wish inside. But it's about clarifying what it is you really want, because we have all these external things, like this is the world I should want, to have this relationship and these possessions and this job and these vehicles and these possessions and this money and this, social status, blah, 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 and blah, blah. There's all this stuff, all the shoulds, right? But you get to really clear all that out and understand who it is you really want to be and how you want to express your love to the world. Yeah, because Four of Pentacles, it's like you have enough. You don't need to keep thriving for more and more and more and more and more. You have enough. You have enough to give to others, but you don't have to overgive. And this, Four Pentacles for me really is about that you have what you need today. The squirrel doesn't worry. The squirrel puts enough away. It hides its, food for the winter, and it knows it plans enough to make sure it has enough until springtime comes. But it doesn't put away, enough, food for 10 years. It lives and understands. It has what it needs. So much of our pressure comes with the future fears of, what if I don't have enough when? And it's like, you know what? We'll always get through the moment, or we won't. And in either case, we will always be fine. Our human ego fears ending because it thinks that it ends, but it always is a part of us, and we take it back with us when we go back to the other side. It's a part of who we are, our memories, and our experiences, and we always take those with us. So it always exists, it never ends. And when it realizes that, then we stop worrying so much about making sure and freaking out over making sure we have enough, right? Then we're also going to pull a card here from the Energy Oracle cards, which are these cards here. And we'll see what else the creator wants to know about the energy around this. Surrendering to yourself. What else does that energy bring you into your life? Creator, what else do you want our Aries to know about this energy that's coming into the Lion's Gate for them? Okay, nope. Okay, I was going to say make it really obvious for us, and they did. Okay. Let's So you have number 39, and this is the 5th chakra, the Archangel Gabriel. And I love this because the 5th chakra is the throat chakra here, which you can see is glowing blue. He has the horn, which announces, it's communication, announcing things, and he holds the blue orb in his hand as well. And we will read from the book here, but usually for me, that's really about how you're expressing your love to the world, because when you hold your arms out on either side of your throat, then, it's at the same level as your throat. So the throat chakra is about how we express our unconditional love to the world. And that's exactly what we were talking about here, is how do you uniquely want to give that to the world? Yeah, because this is self-expression and speaking your truth, just like it mentioned in this card. So it says, Gabriel holds his trumpet in one hand and a beautiful orb of blue light in the other. He's sending powerful energy to your throat center, acknowledging your power to communicate and your readiness to do so. This angel opens you up to truthful expression, both within yourself and others. You may have had trouble with expressing emotions and ideas in the past, but Gabriel is here to tell you that your soul longs to take this leap now. Be aware that true communication includes how you speak to yourself, so never deny your profound integral value. Speak up for yourself. Write in your journal. Let your words flow. Now is the time to express yourself freely and fully, and the universe always honors your choice to do so. And it mentions that this card could also indicate that a communication project is coming, or a time of heightened communication with spirit, and your empathy and telepathy with others. So, this is a general reading. So for some of you, that's going to mean something significant. And the affirmation for this card is, my throat chakra is open to its perfect healthy state, spinning with the beautiful energy of freedom and self-empowerment. I'm free to express myself in every way. So that is just so perfect and in alignment to what we've been talking about here. Finding the real true you and being able to express that out into the world with your creativity as well. I'm also going to pull some cards here to see what else the Creator would like you to know about expressing this love, putting your love into action. And that can be, communication in so many ways these days, right? Of course, verbal communication, your self-talk, how you talk to yourself, and more so these days, especially how you communicate on social media. Are we adding to love by what we're putting out? Or are we adding to fear? And either is fine. It's the decisions and choices we make as we go through life. And it's just like, what do you feel? What do you want to feel? What do you want your legacy to be? You get to choose that. There's no judgment in it. It's merely, what do I want? And when you discover that, then you start expressing that the way that you wanted, not the way you've been told to, right? So, Creator, what else do you want our Aries to know about this? Okay, very good. Yep, so you have the Hermit. So this is definitely about spending time for you, and pulling into that shell, which can be your temple. And this message in the beginning here was so like this reading that I just put out for this previous week. It's my transformation readings, and it had a turtle and a shell, and it was about shyness and not expressing yourself. And I really feel this is so much in alignment. And it's a short one. I think it's like under 15 minutes, and I'll link it at the end here too, under the transformation readings. There'll be a playlist, and you can go check that out if you want. But it's just it just feels so familiar that I was like, this. And then the turtle pops up, and I'm like, yep, because the Hermit is about pulling in to yourself to discover the star that you really are. You even see the star and the owl up here, the wisdom of who you really are, your higher self, and connecting into that awareness that the lamp you need for your life is that higher self, and that connection to the higher realms, which is all about what this Lion's Gate is opening up, is your ability to connect into that higher place. And then you have the Innocence of Cups, which would be like the Page of Cups in regular tarot. And Cups is all about the emotions. Page is all about the newness. So this new emotions coming in. And the Page is also, you can see it's like a little baby whale. It's about that childlike feeling of love too. You know, before we were told, you know, good girl, good boy, bad boy, and all that. We have this love that's just free flowing until, like the turtle, we feel rejected and threatened and you know, punished or praised, and we feel the constriction of the shell move in, where we're like, okay. And so this Innocence of Cups is like going back to that innocent feeling of just loving and not having all that stuff. You know, like they say, all of our judgments of people are learned. You know, if children were just put on an island without influence of adults telling them what is right and what is wrong, they would develop this, you know, bond differently than we do now. And there's nothing wrong with what we're experiencing now, because it definitely is teaching us a lot about ourselves by experiencing what we're not, you know, in this human form. But, you know, this going back to that place of free-flowing love. They don't hold grudges. They're taught to hold grudges, you know. And so it's this feeling is, you know, this connection you have to who you really are. You're allowing this free-flowing love feeling to come back in as well. It's like this Nine of Cups, this wholeness, completeness that you feel when you connect to the higher realm, instead of the disappointment you receive trying to live up to all those external conditions. And I love that you get the Three of Pentacles too, because this is all about that you're being, you're doing the work, you're getting support, you're getting recognition for what you are doing. 3 is also the number of creativity. So this is like creativity in action, movement. Again with, you know, here again, 3 and 9. 9 is 3 times 3. So you got a lot of 3 creative energy too, which totally fits into this creativity card. So you've got this beautiful flow of, it's like this love activity that you're doing. However you're putting that action out, that love, putting love into action, putting love into action, putting love into action. They wanted me to say it 3 times. So, you know, it's a beautiful energy that's coming into you with this Lion's Gate. And I feel like I'm going to pull, these are everyday tarot. I just feel like they want me to pull a few more cards. Through here, let's see what about this action. How are you putting this love into action? How's this creativity going to be expressed? Okay, what else? Anything else? Yeah, so you got the Hierophant. And so the Hierophant, he's like where the Emperor before this card is like society telling you who you're supposed to be and what you should do and blah, 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 that restriction we were talking about. The Hierophant does the same thing with the spiritual side of yourself. It tells you what, you know, how you're supposed to act, has all our rituals, a lot of organized religion. I don't disorganize religions. They're a beautiful part of our journey. And they sometimes are what introduce us to higher realms that they exist where we wouldn't have before. So they definitely have the part that they play. But for this message for you, it's like your creativity is questioning your spiritual beliefs about, like a big one for us is, does the Creator love us conditionally or unconditionally? And that can totally change your world based on what religion you've been, organized religion you grew up with, or you were told anyway within that religion. But there's other things that suppress about what you're supposed to do. I mean, even doing these cards. I mean, I grew up in non-denominational Holy Roller Christianity, and touching these cards was considered to be of the devil. And for me, one of the things that transformed is when in my interaction, in my personal relationship with the Creator, I'm drawn to these. And he's like, yeah. So, he, she, the Creator I communicate through many things. In the Bible, I talk through a donkey. I can talk through cards. I talk through circumstances. I talk through strangers. He's like, I have messages that come to you all certain ways. These are like a knife. You can use a knife in very wonderful, productive, loving ways, or in hateful, fearful, defensive ways and hurt people. But, so it's like this change of beliefs happened in me, and it opened up a whole new world and just took my relationship with the Creator to a whole new level of trust and love. And so I'm like, they're not a bad thing for me. And I use these to spread the love of the Creator. So that's something that, you can look at to help for you as well. Yeah. And the Five of Pentacles, which is interesting that, you had the Spirit of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles there, because this is about beliefs about loss, about lack, and focusing on what you don't have. And you have this is actually like stained glass, which is about the church, which is about, that there is, the message for that is that there's a higher level of love and support out there for us. And these are both fives. That's the Hierophant is number 5, and this is the Five of Pentacles. So definitely, and 5 is like the number of change or obstacle. And so that this is the thing that can help you remove that and create, like it says, a whole new world. I won't break into song, but maybe that song will be stuck in your head now. You get to create the world as you want to see it. So beautiful, beautiful energy coming into you for this Lion's Gate. I am so excited for this, for you. So just know that if you want to make sure to get part 2 of this in September, when I put out the equinox readings, just make sure to subscribe and click the little alarm icon, and that will get you that reminder that'll come out there for you. And also, if you enjoy videos like these, give me a good thumbs up there, and that will tell me that you want more of this type of content as well in these types of videos, because I love doing them. It's a great way for me to know what type of videos that you all love to get. So just know as you go throughout this Lion's Gate energy, and as this sparks and unfolds in your life, that every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Have an amazing Lion's Gate experience, and we'll talk to you soon. You take care.